everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. We'll see how many people we get in here real quick. Just hopefully if someone can hear me, go ahead and type it in the comments. Just want to make sure everything's working before I get started. Go ahead, drop down in the comments also like how you're doing. How's everybody's week? Hopefully everybody had a great week. I know it's Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. So yeah, hopefully everybody else had a good week. I had a lot of crazy things go on this week, so I can't wait to share that all with you guys and bring you guys some updated information on the ZO6 and stuff like that. Let's see. I'm trying to get everything set up here. We're running a little behind trying to get some work done. But I think everything is working right. Let me just double check. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think it's working. So we got some door handles to wrap. Finish up on this car. Let's see, for some reason I can't tell. Let's see. Warning. Stream status good. Stream viewer activity. Let's see. Alright, I think everything's working right. Oh, you need the ring light? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of dark in here. Yeah, we had some of our stuff outside because we were currently wrapping a vehicle. So we wanted some more lighting outside, so we took my ring light and everything and went out there. I don't know why, but my camera quality looks awful right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to see if I can get this thing fixed. So yeah, let's get right to it. The C8 Z06. We've gotten a little bit more information on the car. For those of you that don't know too much about the car, I'm going to go over basically everything that I know. And we'll go from there. Get out of here. Cats. So, right now, we do know that the car is going to be a 2023 model year car. It is going to be a flat 5.5 liter flat plane crank, making 670 horsepower, which is awesome. Can you get the cat out of here? She like keeps bumping into everything, making everything shake. Go, get, go. So yeah, sorry about that. It is a 5.5 liter flat plane crank, makes 670 horsepower. Awesome. It is the highest horsepower naturally aspirated engine in a production car, in a mass production car. Which they say this is a mass production car. I'm not really sure what their definitions are for it. But it is what it is. I mean, because it's going to be mass production, but it's also not. Like, they're not going to make like 100,000 of these a year. They might make 10,000. Some people say 30,000. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much. But let's dive into some of my earlier videos of this week. So earlier I released a video about how I think GM should probably step in for this allocation thing, for the allocation process, and how dealerships, certain ones are charging well over sticker price. Now I understand, yes, I understand how supply and demand works. I understand that there is a low supply and a high demand, that the prices are going to go up. I understand that. What I'm talking about is the fact that dealerships are saying an astronomical amount over the car. And yes, I know if people don't pay it, then they're going to bring the prices down. I get it. But this is the point I'm trying to get to. GM, wow. Yep, that's brighter. Okay, so now you guys can probably see me a whole lot better. So, GM is releasing this car. Now, there's been kind of, let's see, how do you put it? There's been speculation where, like, my dealer told me this, but I'm not allowed to say who it was, but keep it hush hush. Starting price is going to be at like $87,000. That's what people have been saying. So let's keep that in mind. All right, keep that in your head. $87,000 for this car. MSRP. That is bare bones, no options, one LZ, nothing. Like nothing extra. Like you ordered the car in not a different color. Like you ordered it in like a base color that is not an additional price. So with that being the case, there is people saying that with being at $87,000, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. $87,000. You have dealerships that are saying they are going to start at $200,000 over. Some dealerships are saying $100,000. But the thing is, I don't see anyone paying $200,000 over for this car. So then they're going to be at the very cheapest $287,000 without tax, title, tags, fees, like any of that stuff. So $287,000 for a C8 Z06 Corvette. I don't see anybody paying that. But the problem is someone's going to go to a dealership. They're going to say $200,000 over, right? Then the dealership's going to be like, you know what, whatever, let's haggle. They haggle. They get down to like $150,000 over. Okay, let's just say that. And the guy's like, oh, I got $50,000 off what they were asking. Well, you just screwed everybody else because, yes, you might have got $50,000 off of what they were asking, which is already over the MSRP. Once one person sees that someone sold the car for $150,000, everyone is going to be like, that's the value of the car. That is it. I want to sell mine for $150,000 over. I want to sell mine for $150,000 over. I want to sell mine for $125,000 over. So we saw this happen with the Stingray, and this is what I'm trying to convey to people. We saw this happen with the Stingray. With initially dealers were asking $10,000 over, which everyone was like, "Oh my God, $10,000 over!" Right? And then people started buying it. People started paying $10,000 over. Then dealerships started saying, "Okay, we want $30,000 over." People started paying it. People started going and paying the $30,000 over, and that's where we got our first kind of like baseline on the market. Was $30,000 over MSRP, $25,000 to $30,000 over, right? Well, then people started selling them for $50,000 over. So then they went even higher, and they were selling at $50,000. And now, granted, it wasn't that long they were staying at $50,000, but then they dropped back down to $30,000. People were like, "Oh, whew, thank goodness it dropped down to $30,000 over now." But do you see what I'm saying when you compare it? So that means someone's going to go, okay, well, initially when the car comes out, someone's going to pay $100,000 over. Okay, well, then someone's going to pay that $200,000 over or $150,000 over, and that's going to be the new medium. So then for 3 to 6 months, people are going to be like, oh, $150,000 is over. Well, that's the market value of this car, which is absurd when the car's not even that much. I mean, you're over 100%. You're over doubling the value of the car. Now, if you got a car and you sold it in that time, you're technically flipping the car. That means good for you because you're making a ton of money. But for everyone else that wants to buy this car and keep this car and enjoy the car, they're going to have to fork out way more money than they expected. And I get it. People are like, oh, that's life. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. There's a point where it goes from business and you need to make a little bit of money to cover, whether if you're not exceeding in other areas or your other sales, like aren't doing that well or whatever, and you got to cover your overhead costs. That's different than saying I'm going to make $150,000 profit per Corvette sold. That is absurd. That is a ridiculous amount of money. So I don't know if you guys are kind of picking up what I'm saying there. You guys can go ahead and mention in the comments if you guys are kind of understanding what I'm saying. So I don't want that $150,000 to be the new normal. And that's what I'm trying to convey to people is do not give these dealerships that are charging way over your money and don't just take the first offer, right? Don't. They're not just going to be like, hey, 200,000 over. If you don't like it, we're going to sell your car. They might say that, but I'm telling you, if you pay that, you are going to set the precedent, and it is going to be, this is how much this car is worth. And that's going to destroy the market. Now, I'm hoping that GM kind of steps in, and I'm not saying they're going to tell dealerships to not charge over. They're obviously not going to do that. But they can probably be like, hey, don't sell for $100,000 over sticker or $200,000 over sticker. Like, hey, let's bring those prices back a little bit. Let's do maybe $50,000 over. Now, granted, I'm still not going to be happy with $50,000 over because I think that it's ridiculous to charge over on a car like this when this isn't even like GM's bread and butter car. You know, this isn't what they make. Their business is not built around the Corvette, right? They make their money from trucks, SUVs, everything else, everyday cars. They do not make their money from this. They are not a supercar company, right? They are a company that is now getting into the supercar realm. Completely different. But what I'm trying to say is you don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people comment or DM me or email me, get in contact with me, and tell me I've been going to this dealership for 15 years or so, and they've always taken care of me. Now they charge me $20,000 over MSRP when they agreed to sell it to me at MSRP. I will never go back to that dealership again. And you know what? I did buy the C8, but I will never buy another GM product. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, people do want this car. People are making not the best decisions to get this car. I get that. I mean, now that's obviously best decision can be taken in any way, shape, or form. Whether, yeah, I'm not even going to get all into it. But what I'm saying is the look that this is giving GM is not the look that they're going to want. This is not the publicity that you want when you are a car maker. You want the publicity as we made an amazing car. People are willing to pay so much over for this car, right? They're willing to pay that. But you don't want it to be, we're marketing this car at 60-some grand for a base model, but you cannot get your hands on it for less than 80 or 90 grand. Okay? You don't want that, because then GM just ends up looking like dumb, because they're marketing the car for this price and then they're charging way over. That would be like me telling someone, hey, drop off your car. We're going to wrap your car for, let's just say for numbers, $2,500. We're going to wrap your car for $2,500. They drop off their car with me. I call them and I tell them, hey, I'm ready, or the car's ready, come pick it up. They come to pick it up and I go, actually, you know what? Because of the way the world is right now and how many people want to wrap, but we got yours in first, it's actually $4,000 now. They're not going to pay it. And they're going to demand their car back. Do you see what I'm saying? That it's not right. Okay? Like, when you agree on something, it's completely different than when you are just changing the narrative halfway through or 98% of the way through. Now, I understand people have agreements with dealerships. Yes, I know I'm going to pay $20,000 over. I agree. Let's order the car. That, I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it personally, but that is that's different, okay? That is the buyer and the seller both agreed. Yes, when they ordered the car, that's going to happen. Now, granted, the $20,000 is still a lot over for a Stingray, and for a Z06, I can only imagine what that number is going to be, but you don't want it to be too high. And if we start buying these cars at such a high price over markup over MSRP, you start paying these people that much, that is going to set the price. And this car, yes, it is amazing. It's probably worth more than what they're charging. It probably is, okay? Like, there's no doubt about that. It's worth more in the performance, the looks, the sound. We get that. But you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot by saying, yes, this car is worth more. I'm going to pay more for it. And then in 5 years, I'm going to literally look back and see all that money that I paid for it is completely gone. And I'm that much money in the negative. Because this car, while in the first 5 years, maybe, it is going to hold its value and be great, as soon as the next model comes out, it's going to go down. And in 10 years, you're going to have this C9 Corvette come out. Or whatever. Like, it's going to be different. This is not like a Lamborghini Aventador. Where, you know, they kind of hold it. And they actually, Aventadors fluctuate in value a lot. But Lamborghini just announced they're going to stop making the V12 platform. At least all naturally aspirated V12. So now their prices are going up. But that's a very small pool. That's not that many cars. This car, let's say if they produce on a low number 10,000 a year for 3 years. That's 30,000 cars. 30,000 of these. That's completely different than a 2,000 car market or 5,000 or even a 10,000 car market, okay? Like, it's completely different. This car, even though I guarantee you it's worth every single penny, it's just not going to hold the value. It's not. It's not the ZR1. Like, the ZR1 is a very, very, very limited run of Corvette, okay? It's a very limited run, and that's the reason why they hold their value. Look at Dodge with their Demon. Dodge Demons hold their value a little bit more and still not completely hold their value because they are a very, very, very limited run. It is extremely hard to get your hands on one. This car is going to be hard to get your hands on, but not impossible because they're going to make so many. Now, granted, I do think that a lot of people, when the pricing officially comes out and they go to get the car, I don't think they are going to be keeping the car or continue ordering the car. To spend this kind of money on a car is different, right? Everyone says, oh, yes, I can afford that, I can afford that. Well, life happens, you know, and I mean, it could happen to me. It very well could happen to me. And I hope it doesn't, but it could. Where the fact of, you know, all of a sudden, $100,000 for a car was what you thought you had a couple years ago while you're waiting for this car, all of a sudden is not there. Why is my video quality so low? Why is it doing this? Alright, I don't know. Alright. Well, we might do another live stream tomorrow if this one's not working right. I gotta try to figure out what's going on with my camera. But anyway, I forget what I was saying. What was I saying? Cool, thanks. So limited run.
Oh, money.
Right, money. So, and I think a lot of people are trying to get this car because they're trying to sell the allocations. I think they're trying to sell where they are in line. They saw how much money was made over the C8 Stingray, and they want a piece of the pie. I don't necessarily think that they are actually Corvette enthusiasts. I don't think that they necessarily want to keep this car forever. Which, I mean, granted, that's each their own, right? They're allowed to do that. But I just don't think that people are going to be buying these cars and just hoarding them in the garages and never driving them and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not going to be like that. I think there are going to be some people that do that, but I do think there's going to be a lot of people that you're going to see them trying to flip them and all that stuff. So, I wouldn't say if you're not on a list right now that you're not going to get a car. You're not going to get a car at MSRP probably. And you're not going to get a first-year car unless you're buying it from someone who's reselling the car. You're not going to get a new one, I should say. Just because of how the production is. Now, going with the production and the allocations, I have heard that GM is switching it up. GM has taken notice of what is going on. And they have taken notice that, hey, this might be hurting our reputation a little bit. So, they're probably going to change things. I'm not going to give out details, stuff like that. I'm not going to name names. But I do know that the change is coming. And everyone who says that I was wrong about it, it is what it is. Yeah, hopefully they still get the car. I mean, I hope everybody gets the car. But GM is noticing the way that this is going. Their customer service is kind of dissipating, right? They're seeing that, okay, we have the entire world's attention on us. Yet when someone is trying to go get the car, they are being told, well, if you don't like the way we're doing it, or if you don't agree with us, then take your money back and go find a car somewhere else. Guarantee you won't be able to get one. That's not customer service in the retail business, right? Like, granted, yes, GM wants to make a sale on this car. I get that. Every dealership does. They want to sell these cars out. They want to be sold out for years. I get that. But the way to do that is also get returning customers. When you treat customers badly, you're not going to get the return that you think. So there's got to be a happy medium. Yes, you can probably charge over and people will still be okay with it. I get it. People will still buy the car. But there's a line. There's a very thin line where it goes from too much and too little. So, I don't know. There's a lot of dealerships out there that are selling at MSRP, and that's awesome. Great for them. You know, they're sticking to their guns with their customer service. But there's also a lot of dealerships that aren't, and that's giving everyone kind of like a bad name. Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to go on here and see if I can fix this resolution. If you guys have any questions for me in the comments, go ahead, type them in there, and I will answer them as soon as I get back. I'm just going to try to fix this camera and see why it's being so slow. Oh, can you hear me now? Hopefully that's better. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with my video quality. I don't get it right now. I got a brand new webcam. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe it's not working right. But let's see this. So to answer the question about the Dodge Demons, there are only 3,000 Dodge Demons built. Or that's all that they planned on building. And that, let me make sure that's correct. Yeah, so 3,000. Okay, so I think I'm back. I'm not sure. I'm confused on what's going on. Worst live stream I've ever had right now, because I don't know why nothing's working right. But it is what it is. So maybe I'll have to fix it and do another one tomorrow. So yeah, so only 3,000 Dodge Demons were built, which is crazy when you think of, you know, of production numbers. So like the Z06, you're saying 10% of the Z06s is what is a total of Dodge Demons. That's if they make 30,000 over 3 years. So that's why the Demons value is so high up there, right? They're making 1,000 cars a year. There's definitely over 1,000 people that want a Dodge Demon every year. There's definitely over 1,000 people that want a Z06 a year. I mean, there were 6,000 deposits at Ciocca alone on the first day. 6,000. That's double the total production of Dodge Demons in one day. So think about it. There's going to be a lot of people wanting this car and a lot of people willing to pay over for this car. So it's going to be a dicey ride if you're not already guaranteed MSRP at another dealership, or you just have the money and you don't care. Granted, people are saying and asking me, well, why are you saying you care about the price? You were going to order 2 of them, blah, blah, blah. A fool and his money are soon parted. Just because you have the money to spend over doesn't really mean you necessarily should. And like for me, being 24 years old, it wouldn't be smart for me to just basically throw away 50 or 100,000 or whatever it is people are asking over, knowing I'll never get the return. Like just throwing it away. Like might as well just burn it. Like that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, that's basically why I'm saying it doesn't make sense for me to do that, and I don't agree with that. So any Z06 news updates, and any rumors, etc. So we have the price update, which is not official, but it's supposed to be around 87,000, which people are leaking on the forums. We have started seeing more Z06s out at shows. GM's bringing them out to more shows, getting them more, mostly in like California area, like LA, stuff like that. LA Auto Show was out. But the big news with the Z06 is that they are going to be doing a dealership tour. Okay? So contact any dealership that you know that you have your allocation through, or you know they're a Corvette dealership, or they sell a lot of Corvettes. Ask them if they can register for it or if they already are registered for it. And what that's going to mean is GM is going to be sending out a Z06 and placing it at different dealerships. And so letting people get like a first-hand look at the car, so you don't have to go to some auto show and fight off hundreds of people. You go to your dealership, that you'll probably still be a lot of people there to see the car, but it'll be like kind of like a demo. Like you're probably not going to be able to test drive it, but you'll be able to see the car. Let me see when the dealer tour actually is. Let's see, C8 Z06, C8 Z06 dealer tour. So it just says in 2022. It doesn't actually say it. So it says beginning of 2022. So there's no real set date yet. So I would go ask your dealership. I mean, maybe they know a date and ask them like, hey, when is the Z06 coming to my dealership? But they're saying early 2022 is when it starts. So yeah, I would go and ask them and be like, hey, when is the Z06 coming here? I want to know. And then you go there. They'll probably have it for like a weekend or 2 days or whatever, to let people see the car and everything like that. It's not going to be like an hour-long thing. You know, it's not going to be like you have to be here from 12 to 1 to get this car or to see the car. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to contact my dealership and be there and see the car and basically cry because I don't know when mine's ever going to get here. But that's just me. I'm very excited about this car. And I don't know if people can't tell, I'm very passionate about this. Fell completely in love with the C8 Corvette. Still waiting on mine. And that update's going to come in a video later this week. But yeah. Second question. Well, actually, should I put in a little? I'll give you a hint for those that are here. I went and test drove another car today to see if I would make the switch while I'm waiting for my C8. It's something to hold me over with a little bit more power than the Supra. And also the Supra gets like 0 views on YouTube for some reason, which is crazy because it's such a good car. But I went and test drove a 2019 Hellcat wide body Hellcat Red Eye. Yeah, wide body Hellcat Red Eye, and the thing's a boat. But it was really quick. I'll give it that. I mean, it's like 797 horsepower or something is what the screen said. Not the big. I'm not a big Hellcat guy. But I was like, you know what? Everybody loves these cars. Let me go get it. Let me give it a shot. Went test drove it, and within the first 3 minutes I was out in the test drive, I got pulled over. So that was definitely weird. I didn't know whether to take that as an omen, like, hey, gonna get in a lot of trouble if you get this car, or B, this car is really fun. I was laughing the whole time. The guy at the dealership, however, who was riding with me, he was not laughing. He was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. He was like freaking out. I ended up getting a warning because we told the guy, I was like, I don't want to test drive. And he was like, that's funny. So that ended up being what it was. I got a warning, and he's like, no tickets, no points, no ticket, no points, no fines, get out of here. And I was like, oh, yes sir, see ya. And I drove away. But yeah, we were going fast, but we didn't go that fast. I mean, we were well over the speed limit, but not felony over. Well, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. A little bit. Basically, he didn't even get us on radar. The ticket said, like, observed excessive speed, blah, blah. So, he didn't even get me on radar. That's how quick we were going. Yeah. But, it is what it is. I thought it was a cool car. I don't know if it's worth that much money, in my opinion. But, cool car. Cool car, has a lot more room than the Supra and stuff like that. So,
family car.
It is a family car. It has a back seat. I mean, I don't know who would fit back there, but it does have a back seat. So, yeah. I test drove that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Hellcats, whether you think I should get one and make some content with it while we're waiting. The hardest part is trying to find one. A lot of people, they want a ton of money for them, and like this dealership that's local to me has a 2015 Hellcat, and they want $57,000 for it. I'm like, dude, that was 6 years ago. They're like, yep, almost 7 years ago. They're like, yep. I'm like, wow. Now, granted, it has 5,000 miles, but still, it's a base Hellcat, no options, and they want 57. I'm like, geez, that's a little rough. Like, a year and a half ago, they were selling for like 30, 40. Like, oof, that's a tough pill to swallow. But, I mean, everything's going up right now with this market, inflation. But, yeah, it's a very rough time to be in the car market. Unless you owned the car or got a great deal and now you can flip it. But that's, it's up to you. So, yeah, anybody else have any questions or anything like that? I'll try to answer them. Oh, if not, I'm going to jump over here. We're wrapping door handles. Bring me one of those things. Not one that's not wrapped, one that is wrapped.
Oh, I didn't finish it.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just show it. So, yeah, currently wrapping while we're going live. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
I just need the heat gun for the other part.
Yeah, you do need the heat gun. Just got to heat it up a little bit, but yeah, get all these little guys out. What the heat gun will do. But yeah. So we're currently wrapping. Gotta get this car knocked out and done. Well, the car's basically done. We just have to do the door handles and put it back together. So if anybody doesn't have any other questions, I'm gonna end this thing here and get back to work so I can pay for these Z06s or Z06 or however many we get at this point. I don't know.
One per household.
Yeah, one per household. Remember, whatever. But gotta pay for these things somehow, so I gotta go get back to work, even though it's 9 o'clock at night. You never stop working. Yeah, and I think I might do another live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get my computer fixed so this resolution's not garbage, and yeah, we might even do like a live stream on like how to wrap something, or I don't know. We might do something weird.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a pretty good live stream. Teaching how to wrap.
Live from the garage.
Live from the garage. I was gonna say something else, but you can't. One per household. That's Sioka's rule. Yes, that actually is these geniuses right here. That's their rule that they made up after they took money for 2 deposits, knowing it was going to be in the same household. But that's just them being. In
high demand.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. They yeah. They didn't handle that situation right. But it is what it is. So nothing I can do about it now. I will say that we no longer have any deposits at Sioka. I pulled my deposits because I did not like that way I did not like the way the situation was handled there at all. Completely disagree with everything basically that they did. Yeah. Sioka list, I am too far behind and I forgot to email them. Will they email me the check automatically or should I email them? You should. I would contact them. They're not going to answer their phones because they've literally told us we don't answer our phones. But yes, I would email them like as soon as possible and say, hey, I don't want to be on that list. I would like my money back. They're going to ask you for your name, your email address, and your mailing address for them to send the check back. It's going to take about 2 weeks for it to get to you. At least the wife's did, and so did mine. Take two weeks each check. So, yeah. That whole situation is just ridiculous. Also, if anybody on here is, I did the wire transfer next day and they told me I am 5,000 to 5,500.
Get your money back, baby.
I know their list was over 6,000. And that was supposed to be the first day their list was over that much. So, yeah. I mean, that sucks that you're that high on the list. But see, this is the part where I'm saying it doesn't make sense with them. Is because they were telling people that transferred it the same day that they were over 6,000. Yeah, you just said you transferred it the next day and were 5,000. So, they botched this whole situation. And it is just completely ridiculous. I would not give them a cent of my money anymore. I went there thinking that they were a honest dealership. Everyone told me to go there. And yeah, they get like 200 to 300 Z06 a year, right? They're supposed to be estimated 250 to 350 or possibly at the most 400 a year for Z06s. Still, I mean that would put me at 1,500. At 300 it would put me over 5 years behind, 6 years. At 400 it would be about 4 years. Yeah. And they're just gonna sit on $5,000 for 4 years and collect interest. No thanks. Not for me at least. Well, and then hers, so that'd be $10,000. Yeah. Nope. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen for us. But it is what it is. So, how many will McMullen get? They're supposed to be around the same. I actually think they might get more, just because of the way they handled the situation versus the way Sioka did. I think McMullen will get more because I think they will become the new number 1 Corvette dealership, because of the way the allocations are going to be given out. Because I have a feeling GM saw how the Sioka fiasco went, and I do not think they are happy about it. Let's just say I have a funny feeling about that.
So funny.
Alright. I am going to end this thing here. If you guys have any more questions, you can DM me or comment on one of my other videos. This one probably won't stay on the channel because if the quality's that bad, I don't want it just to stay up there and suck. So, sorry. I will get the quality fixed. I will let you all know tomorrow if I'm going live. Again tomorrow. But if not, I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get this thing sorted out. I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. I actually why so viewers this time? Before there were like 70 or something. I think it's because I didn't go live last week, and people like consistency. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And plus the quality, maybe it was that bad last week. I don't remember. I don't know if it was or not. But I gotta get this fixed, or else we're not gonna have anybody in this live stream. So sorry about that. That's my fault. But thank you for being here, and I really appreciate the support. And there will be new videos coming out Monday and Thursday, and live stream next Friday, guaranteed. Possibly live stream tomorrow, but we will see. Thank you guys all for watching, and hopefully you all have a great weekend, and I will see you very soon.